They don't want to see us win, prosper, and they'll do anything in their power to stop that. To them, we're not even considered human beings. It's time we stand together. Yeah.
Peace and power, family. You're tuned in to the Midnight Advocate, where faith meets filing. And knowing your rights is still a form of praise. I'm Lucious Conway, your after-hours advocate, your late-night legal lifeline, showing you how to turn confusion into clarity and paperwork into power. Tonight's truth is this: our homes should be foundations, not battlegrounds. Tonight, we're talking about the price of home, how appraisal bias steals wealth from our communities, and how we can fight back and protect what's ours. It's midnight. Let's get equipped. Once, I was told a story of a homeowner in Detroit who said, I remember standing on my front porch one evening. I was looking at my neighbor's house. Same square footage. Our houses were built the same year. We lived in the same neighborhood. But when the appraisers came around, somehow their house was worth $60,000 more than mine. And the only thing different between us, their skin was lighter than mine. That hurt me. Because it just wasn't about dollars. It was about dignity. It was about a system that still dares to tell us that our dreams, our investment, our roots are worth less because we're black. But here's the good news. Knowledge is a weapon. And tonight, we're loading up. The Midnight Advocate isn't just about knowing the law. It's about using the law to defend what we've built. Housing discrimination did not end in the 1960s, family. It just put on a new suit. When an appraiser undervalues your home because of your name, your photos, your neighborhood, that's not just unfair, that's illegal. Tonight's advocacy word is this: demand your value. Appeal unfair property assessments. Document discriminatory appraisals. File fair housing complaints when necessary. And don't fight alone. There are organizations standing by to help you. They'll help you fight, and they'll help you win. Our homes are our hubs of hope. We've got to protect them with the same fierceness with which we built and or bought our homes. In our Midnight Law Brief, we're going to talk about fighting appraisal bias step by step. There are 3 keys to protecting your home's true value. First of all, you've got to get your own appraisal. Hire an independent appraiser. Now, I'm going to suggest that you remove personal photos and culturally identifying items before the appraisals if needed. Whitewashing isn't fair, but it's a tactic that has exposed bias in court. If you've got a white friend, it would be perfect to let that white friend be there to welcome the appraiser, allow the appraiser to assume that he is you or she is you, and let them interact with the appraiser. And let that independent appraiser provide the appraisal thinking that that house belongs to that white person. Appeal your property assessment. This is after you get your appraisal. Compare it to your property assessment. Is the value the same or different? Has your house been appraised for more than the property assessment shows its value as? Detroit homeowners can challenge their assessed value through the Board of Review. If necessary, you can even escalate it to the Michigan Tax Tribunal. In Detroit, they're doing a lot to try to correct some housing, appraisal, and tax injustices that have occurred over the years. Now, evidence matters. Remember that. And you want to gather comparable sales, pictures, and a timeline of events. So you're going to make some comparisons to houses like yours in communities like yours, if not your own community, that is owned, that is owned by white people, and how much that house or home was appraised for. And you can look their property assessment up online, just like you can look up yours in many instances by address. And number 3 is you're going to file a fair housing complaint if, in fact, the appraisal is different. HUD, Housing and Urban Development at the federal level, is supposed to protect homeowners from racial discrimination and real estate valuations. Now, that's the way it's supposed to be. That's the way it's written. And you can file a complaint online at HUD.gov. That's HUD.gov. And for local help, of course, you can reach out to the Fair Housing Center of Metropolitan Detroit. They offer free support for cases like yours. And remember, for most of this stuff, you can chat gpt.com for additional resources and to underscore and discover additional steps you may take. Key phrases you can use when meeting an advocate or an attorney is, I believe my appraisal was racially biased. What evidence should I gather? Now, of course, anytime I'm talking about questions, I'm talking about chatgpt.com as well. Another question is, how do I appeal a property assessment in Detroit? And again, an additional question is, can I file both a HUD complaint and a state lawsuit? There are other resources to help. The Detroit Board of Review Appeals, which I shared with you before. You can Google that or chatgpt.com that. HUD, Housing Discrimination Complaint, which you can place again at HUD.gov. And the Fair Housing Center of Metropolitan Detroit. And of course, that's going to be fairhousingdetroit.org, O-R-G, fairhousingdetroit.org. Family, if you suspect bias, don't second guess yourself. Visit the tiny URL on the next slide. That's right. On the next line, there's going to be a tiny URL. That's what it's going to say, tinyurl.com / and then it's going to say something else. Write that down and go to that website. I set it up just so that you may start your appeal of an inappropriate or unjust appraisal of your property, and there you can file a complaint more easily. Your home is not just a shelter. It's generational wealth. It's stability. It's power. So don't let anyone discount it or you. Our spiritual sustenance tonight. Let's eat on this piece of spiritual bread. Woe to those who make unjust laws, to those who issue oppressive decrees. That's from Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. Remember, family, injustice thrives in silence. But God is a God of justice, a God who sees what is hidden and brings it to the light. Every time you stand up for what's right, every form you fill out, every appeal you file, you're participating in divine correction. You're refusing to bow to a system designed to diminish you. Tonight, remember, protecting your home is protecting your testimony, protecting your blessing, protecting the seeds you've planted for generations to come. Don't shrug off that low appraisal, fam. Don't accept it as just the way it is. Appeal it, challenge it, change it, or call the Fair Housing Center. There's a couple phone numbers I'm going to give you, and you may have to rewind to catch it. The first one is 800-800-482-3604. The second phone number is 800-669-9777. That's 800-482-3604 or 800-669-9777. Share this episode with 3 homeowners you know, because when we know our worth, we change our world. Let's pray it out. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May your walls stand strong and your gates be praised. May his face shine upon you as you defend what's rightfully yours. May he give you peace. Peace that multiplies wealth, wisdom, and witness through every generation. Rest well, family. You are worthy. You are walking in midnight power. This is the Midnight Advocate. And we rise one home, one heartbeat, one midnight at a time.